Hello guys, welcome to another Infinite Dimensions tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to create medieval shield in Blender. So without any further ado, let's start. Select the default cube, press X and delete. Now press Shift A and add a plane. Press R, X and 90 to rotate in 90 degrees. Press 1 on your numpad to switch the front view. Now tap to edit mode. Press Ctrl R to add loop cut. Use your scroll wheel to add 3 segments. Now select this, press S to scale it, here too, and then press Ctrl R again to add a loop cut. Use your mouse wheel to add 2 segments. Now select these vertices, press G, Z and move it up. Select these vertices, G, Z, move it down. Now press Ctrl R and now look at here. Select this and then move it up. Select this vertex and then move it down. Okay. Press A to select everything. I to insert. Now hold Alt and click on these vertices. Now this vertex to select the middle loop. Press O to switch proportional editing on. Then press G, Y and move it. Use your mouse wheel to adjust the size of the proportional editor. And then drag your mouse to create something like this. Okay. Now switch to face selection mode by pressing 3. Hold Alt and select this face loop. Press P and then separate selection. Tap to object mode. Select this. Tap to edit mode again. Press A to select everything. Press Alt E and then select extrude face along normals. Extrude it slightly. Tap to object mode. Select this one. Tap to edit mode. Press A to select everything. Alt E and then extrude normals. Extrude it like so. Now press Ctrl R and add support loop here. I'm gonna add a subdivision modifier later on, so I need to add a support loop. Press Ctrl R again, add one here. Ctrl R, add one here. Sorry. Ctrl R again. Add support loop here too. Here. Add one here too. And another one here. Okay. Now select everything by pressing A. Go to mesh and then symmetrize. Go to this session. Instead of negative S to X plus X, click on this and then positive X to negative x. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay. Now tap to object mode, select this one, go to edit mode, and then press I to insert the face. Now tap to object mode, select everything, and then right click, shade smooth. Select this face, press Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision modifier. Select this one, Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision modifier. Select this, go to edit mode, press Ctrl R and add support loop here. Ctrl R, support loop here too. Tap to object mode, press S and scale it up like so. Now let's add a handle, press Shift A and add a cylinder, scale it down, press R, Y and 90 to rotate it 90 degrees on the Y axis. Press S, X, scale it on the X axis, maybe more. Press Ctrl E to apply the scale. Select this object, go to edit mode, go to mesh, and then symmetrize. You want this line to be in the middle, to be like here. So we don't want this line to be horizontal. I want it to be vertical. So come to this side and change it to plus Y. Okay. Now switch to face selection mode. Press Alt Z to switch to X-ray mode. Select half of the cylinder. Press X and select face. Oh, now press Ctrl I to invert the selection and then press X and delete this face. Alt Z to turn off X-ray mode. Select this face. Hold Shift and select this face as well. Press X and delete the faces. Switch to edge selection mode. Press EZ and extrude it up. Select this edge as well. E Z and then extrude it down. Tap to object mode. Press G, Y and then move it closer to the shield. Right click, shield smooth. Go to the modifiers tab, add a modifier and add a solidify modifier. Click on even thickness. Increase the thickness and then add a bevel modifier. Set the segment to 3. Go to shading and check adding normals. That's it, guys. We are done with modeling. Now let's UV unwrap it. Press G and then move it closer more. Yeah. Okay. Now everything is done. We are done. Go to UV editing mode. Press A to select everything. Press U and then Smart UV project. Click on wrap. Select this one too. And this one we're gonna add some seams. So switch to edge selection mode. Select this edge then this edge, and then select this one. Press U, mark seam. Now press A to select everything. U, and then unwrap. Maybe Smart UV. Yes, this is a perfect one. I think this one will work fine. Tap to object mode, select this one. Tap to edit mode, select everything. U, Smart UV project, and then click on unwrap. Let's go to the shading tab. Let's create textures for our model. Click on new, then right click, go to search, then color ramp, and add a color ramp. Connect it to the principled BSDF. Press Shift A and add a wave texture. Connect it to the color ramp. Okay. Increase the distortion a bit, and then decrease the scale to maybe 2, and then the details, increase it a bit, maybe detail scale, let's increase it. Now drag this closer here. Okay, change the color to brown, maybe a bit darker. Change the black color to dark brown. I think this one should be a bit more darker. Perfect. Select this wave texture. Press Ctrl T to add a texture coordinate, provided you have a node wrangler done installed. Now press Shift A, search, and add a bump node. Connect it to the normals. Increase the distance. The distance to 4, and then connect this to the height. Things it's too strong, so let's decrease it to maybe 1.5. Still too strong, so let's decrease the strength. Okay, now we have our wood texture made. Let's create a metal texture for this one. Select it, click on new, rename it to metal. I forgot to rename this, so select this, change it to wood. Okay, now back to the metal. Click on base color, drag this down so you get a dark gray, and then increase the metallic to 1. Okay, this is a basic silver metal. Let's create a texture for the handle too. So select it, click on new. I'm gonna use a leather texture, so rename it to leather. Press Shift A and add a noise texture. Noise. Press Shift A again and add a color ramp. Connect the noise texture to the color ramp and the color ramp to the base color of the principled BSDF. Select the noise texture. Press Ctrl T to add a texture coordinate. And then change it from generated to object. Connect the object to the vector. Now change the scale of the noise texture from 5 to 50, maybe more, like 100. Yeah. And then change it one from black to dark red. This one too from white to red. And then darken it. Just like we did before. Press Shift A and add a bump node. Connect it to the normal. And then connect the color to the height. Increase the distance from 0 to 0.5. That's too much, so let's decrease the strength. Okay, now let's create a background for this. So press Shift A and add a plane. Before that, let's select this shield, press G, Z, and then move it up. Select the plane, press S and scale it up. Tap to edit mode, select this edge, press E, Z, and extrude it up. Select this edge, Control B to bevel, and then use your mouse wheel to create segments. Tap to object mode, right click and shade smooth. Now create new material, set it to darker color. Okay. Press 0 on your numpad to switch to camera view. Lock the camera and adjust it. Maybe let's shift it here. Then press G, X and move the background here on the X axis. Press 0 on the numpad again to switch off the camera view. Press Shift A and add an empty. We're gonna use it and parent the shield to it. So press G and Z and move it up, scale it down. Select this, hold Shift, select this one too. Select the handle and then finally select the empty. Press Ctrl P and then select object. Now if I select the empty and press G, I can move around. Now select the shield and the empty and then press Shift D to duplicate it. Move it here. Press R, Z, and then rotate it. Okay. I press G, Shift Z, and then move it here. Maybe let's rotate it with like so. Okay, press G, Z, and move it down. Let's switch to camera view. Maybe tilt it like so, a bit closer. Hmm. Think maybe let's change the color from this brown yellowish to maybe red brownish color. Yep, this one fits better. Okay, now press Z and go to render view or render mode. Switch off from camera view. Select this light and then go to the light data tab. Change it to area. Press G, Y, and move it here. Then R, X, rotate it on the X axis. Press Shift D and then X, move it here. Press Ctrl M and then click and hold your scroll wheel and then flip it here. Press Shift A, go to light, then select area. Press G, Z, move it up. Set the power to 500. Maybe 800. Okay, then scale it up. All right. Now let's turn off the shadow of this light. So turn it off. This looks better. And we are done, guys. You can go ahead and render your scene. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, or share. And also, if you have any questions, ask in the comment section and I'll answer you.